Us and the West Ham Network. Good afternoon, West Ham fans. Hope you're safe and well. If you, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. I gave my debrief of the Everton game at lunchtime with a few player ratings, but not much really, because 3 defeats in a row. It's the results. Regardless of the performance, it's 3 losses in a row, which isn't good, is it? Isn't good. And we welcome our North London rivals, Arsenal, on Wednesday. So that's going to be fun, isn't it? But it's Hammers Enders in association with the KUMB.com boys. 3 stories. Let's start off with the Arsenal game. Now, there are Arsenal have a few players out. Hooray! For the game on Wednesday. And potentially they've got 3 definitely out and could be up to 4 players in terms of injuries. We know that Gabriel Jesus is going to be out until mid-November with a thigh injury. We also know that Thomas Partey will be out with an injury, a muscle injury, until around the 25th, 26th of November. He's penciled in to return. We know that obviously Timber is out with no return date with his knee injury. And also Martin Odegaard could be also out for the game. He was recovering from an injury and was only on the bench for the game at the weekend. And whether Arteta will decide to risk him for the Carabao Cup game is meant to be. We have to wait and see. I don't think he will be. I think he'll be on the bench, but we'll see. So that we've got to take crumbs. Got to take any crumbs at the moment. Any crumbs of joy. So we'll see what happens. Also, we'll see what happens to number 41 as well, whether he'll play as well. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think he will, but yeah, we'll see. We know sort of Arsenal do tend to put out a more of a reserve side for the Carabao Cup, but being being a London derby, I'm sure there'll be a few more first teamers than usual in there. It'll be it'd be a packed house. I think the club have priced it quite well to get the kids in and get bums on seats. So we'll see what happens on Wednesday. We'll have all the fun of the fair leading up to that as well. In terms of some other players maybe joining us, maybe in January, one of them could be the final of Mexican striker Santiago Gimenez. According to the Daily Mirror, we are keen on the 22-year-old striker and are preparing an offer with Feyenoord, bracing themselves for a host of offers maybe in January. And his value has skyrocketed. 15 goals in 12 games so far this season for Feyenoord, and the Eredivisie club is braced for bids of around 40 million plus, and I think it's that plus which I think will persuade them. I think halfway through their season they're doing quite well. Santiago is someone we've looked at in the summer, and we looked at last January as well. Him and the Turkish midfielder Okan. And apparently we were in negotiations with Feyenoord and his representatives back in August, following when we sold Gianluca Scamacca. However, he opted to sign a new contract with Feyenoord, so until 2027. So it's going to take a bit of a Bunsen burner to get out of that contract and sign that out. So we'll see. A host of other clubs have been interested in him, which is unsurprising considering how many goals he's scoring, really, both in the league and in Champions League as well. The likes of Arsenal, Spurs, we've got AC Milan, Inter Milan, Juventus, I think Real Madrid, I think Atletico Madrid are keeping tabs on him as well. It's so plain to see that we need a striker. We need someone with clinical. We need someone who, when they get a chance, needs to put it away 9 times out of 10. We haven't got that. We've never had that, really. But even more so now with this, the way we're playing, it seems that we get a hatful of opportunities each game, and we're not taking them. And when your striker ends up drifting out to the left-hand side to cross the ball into no one, that's the issue. That's the issue in my eyes. So we'll see what happens. Whether they will let him go in January, whether they let him go in the summer is a different. I think money talks. And if a significant offer is made to him, not just by West Ham, but any club, potentially, he could well go. But he's a fantastic player, and obviously Mexican international, so teammate of Edson Alvarez. Obviously, we do have a bit of form in terms of Eredivisie. Ajax, we obviously bought Mohamed Kudus and Edson Alvarez, and also the final manager, Arne Slot, was someone who was on, a potential shortlist. I think mainly more by the fans and the board in terms of who could take over from David Moyes. So, and he was actually interviewed for the Tottenham job, wasn't he? But he turned it down. And they obviously got Ange Postecoglou instead. And in terms of Australian people, let's talk about an Australian kid we could be getting in sooner rather than later. The Perth Glory right wing back James Overy, 16 years old, and we were sort of made aware of him, so to speak, during our tour of the summer in Australia. He actually played against us for the A-League side in the pre-season friendlies, and he's someone who doesn't actually require a passport as well, because he has a Scottish mother, so much so that Scottish FA are looking to try and get him into the Scottish youth setup very quickly, because he's seen as a bit of a jewel in the crown. The last time we went to Australia, the time before last, we brought back Stan Lazaridis, and he didn't do too shabby for us as well. By all accounts, according to ex-WHU employee, we've already had him on trial. Apparently us and Everton and Leicester City, I think it was, are all interested in him. But X said on the West Ham Way, says, I've been told by my sources that James Overy is currently on trial with our academy. Highly rated right back who impressed when playing us for Perth Glory during the pre-season tour. As I said, 16 years old, but it could be the problems to our eventual problems to our right back. I think we got left back sorted, for many years with the likes of Ollie Scarles. But that right back, we got Ryan Barnyard. He's a good player. But maybe James could be the answer. We'll see. And the fact is, he's already been well sort of renowned and well courted by Scotland FA as well. So that's always a good sign. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your time as always. Please go back and check out the the debrief of yesterday's absolute SHIT show. And keep an eye on the channel. We'll have all the build up to the Arsenal game, then all the build up to the Brentford game, then all the build up to the Olympiacos game. So it's like literally we can't dwell too much. We've got the next game coming so quickly. So good opportunity to try and right wrongs that we've had in the last few games. But we shall see what happens. So take care, stay safe, stay warm. It's got a bit nippy in it. Stay humble. Come on, you bloody irons, and I'll see you again sooner rather than later. Take care. Bye-bye. Much love. Irons!